10, 9, 8, 7.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this busy Thursday. I'm Liam Sample. Coming up, the Notre Cathedral awaits reconstruction, developments in the Gabby Petito case, and a boxer announces his run for the Philippines presidential seat, and more as PS News starts right now. Here's what's happening around the world. The United States is boosting its effort in the fight against the international spread of COVID-19. During a virtual COVID-19 summit yesterday, President Joe Biden announced that the U.S. is donating 500 million additional Pfizer vaccines to struggling countries. The doses will start to ship out in January.
While vaccinating the world is the ultimate solution to COVID-19, we know that we have to act to save lives now. That's why the United States is providing nearly $1.4 billion to reduce COVID-19 deaths and mitigate transmission through bulk oxygen support, expanded testing, and strengthening healthcare systems and more.
According to a senior administration official, the U.S. will be donating more than 1 billion vaccines worldwide. Paris' Notre Cathedral is on track to reopen in 2024. The public body responsible for its conservation announced on Saturday. According to a statement, the building has been entirely secure. That means that the cathedral, quote, is now saved, that it is now solid on its pillars, and that its walls are solid, the organization told CNN's affiliate BFM TV. The restoration works are set to begin in the coming months. The 850-year-old church was partially destroyed following a fire in 2019. The plan is on course to fulfill President Emmanuel Macron's promise to the public that the reconstruction would be complete within 5 years of the incident. Police clashed with protesters at an anti-lockdown rally in Melbourne, Australia on Saturday. Police say 235 people were arrested and 10 police officers were injured during that protest. Frustrations are rising after weeks of tough restrictions and lockdowns across the state of Victoria, where Melbourne is the capital. Victoria's Premier Daniel Andrews say restrictions will ease once 70% of eligible residents receive their first COVID vaccine shot. Right now, about 56% have received their first dose. When we come back, we'll have some national news hitting the desk.
This is KINKS, which stands for Collectively Inspiring Natural Hair Students. We like to promote people to embrace their natural hair and just love who they are. Every spring semester we have a hair show, so if you're interested in modeling, hairstylist, and a makeup artist, this is something to look forward to every spring.
Welcome back to PS News. Here's what is happening around the nation. Apple's latest software update is now available, and it's packed with features to help people better focus, connect with others on FaceTime, and keep track of medical records. Apple first showed off their new tools for iOS 15 in June at its Worldwide Developers Conference. Among the biggest updates for iPhone and iPad users can be found in FaceTime. FaceTime Group Mode now supports a grid view that allows people to see more faces at the same time and lets users listen to music or watch streaming services together during a call. Apple has also added features such as the ability to blur backgrounds on FaceTime and put users in focus similar to the portrait mode. There's also a new tool called Focus that encourages users to select what kind of notifications they want to receive and from who at certain times of the day. And the Health app now supports vaccine status and test results. CVS said Monday it is hiring 25,000 employees nationwide during a one-day virtual career event on Friday. They're recruiting candidates for both clinical and retail jobs to support flu season and COVID vaccinations and testing. The pharmacy giant is looking for retail associates, pharmacists, pharmacy techs, and nurses. Most of the open jobs are for full-time, part-time, and temporary nurses, licensed pharmacists, and trained pharmacy technicians. You can go to CVS Health Career website for more information. Last month, the company raised its corporate minimum wage to $15 an hour, taking full effect in July of next year. The Department of Defense says it will help move migrants who have gathered in Del Rio, Texas. Pentagon officials say the plan is to move them to the other Customs and Border Protection processing facilities. Thousands of undocumented people have created a makeshift camp under the Del Rio International Bridge. Over the next months, officials say the DoD will provide air transport and supplement current CBP efforts. They're expected to wrap on or before October 20th. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas will travel to Del Rio on Monday for a briefing. U.S. Customs and Border Protections plan to surge 600 agents and officers to the Del Rio sector. The American Red Cross and World Central Kitchen are helping provide meals and supplies. Authorities are several days into their search of a Southwest Florida reserve for the fiancé of Gabby Petito. Law enforcement have been actively looking for Brian Laundrie since Petito's remains were found Sunday in a Wyoming camping area. Her death has been ruled a homicide. CNN Amara Walker reports.
Still, no signs of Brian Laundrie this morning as investigators expand the urgent search for Gabby Petito's fiancé.
We've deployed numerous resources and we are trying to cover every acre in this preserve.
Authorities using canines to help search on the ground and flying drones over the 25,000 acres of swamplands of this Florida nature reserve. Specialized underwater dive teams arriving to assist while high water vehicles navigate through waist-deep water.
Physical searches like that in that type of remote area present all kinds of problems. I mean, it's marshy area, it's thick with foliage. It's very hard to get into certain spots.
Laundrie going missing after returning to the Florida home the couple shared with his parents without Petito on September 1st. Now the FBI is asking the public to help find Laundrie.
Going to the public for help is usually a sign that you have a very challenging manhunt on your hands.
They're also seeking assistance to piece together the timeline of Petito's final days. On August 12th, Petito sharing this photo from the Arches National Park on Instagram. That's the same day a witness dialed 911 to report a domestic dispute between her and Laundrie, prompting police to pull them over.
We've just been fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before.
1 week later,
I love the van.
The couple posting this video on their YouTube page, documenting their cross-country journey. Jessica Schultz telling the San Francisco Chronicle she saw Laundrie in his van a week later, on August 26, close to where authorities discovered Petito's remains.
As a van lifer, I was checking out their van, and I was checking out to see if it was a couple or a solo dude. So it was a solo dude, as far as I could see.
Here it is on the left.
The next day, YouTube bloggers also saying they spotted the vehicle. One woman telling CNN she saw Petito and Laundrie in Jackson, Wyoming that day, describing a commotion between the two where Petito was in tears and Laundrie was visibly angry.
She was hysterically crying. And she walked out and she was crying and she was staying on the sidewalk, and I was watching the whole thing unfold. He walked back in like 4 more times to talk to the manager and to tell the hostess off.
It's the same date an affidavit revealing Petito's mother received an odd text from her daughter's phone that referred to her grandfather by Stan, which she never did. One expert saying witness tips can help move a probe forward.
Every little bit helps in an investigation like this, but right now the focus has to be on trying to locate him, dead or alive.
Authorities say as of now, Laundrie is not charged in the case and he is not suspected of a crime.
The sport of Jiu Jitsu is mainly for, you can use it for self-defense. That's the #1 reason it appeals to people. There's other people who come to this club for the competition aspect, and also a lot of others who do it for the workout aspect. It has multiple ways of appealing to different audiences, and you should come give it a try. You might like it.
Welcome back to PS Sports. I'm Trevor Eichler. When is a golf course not just a golf course? Well, there's only one answer. When it's also a stadium. Whistling Straits, where the Ryder Cup Championship is set to be played this weekend, is one of those courses. Introduced by Pete Dye in the 1980s, the course is made for championship golf and holds a much higher attendance than your typical tour track. The championship, which pits the United States against European professional golfers, was delayed a year due to COVID-19, but is set to take place beginning this Thursday. American pro Bryson DeChambeau was already on the range Monday. And now let's take a look at your play of the day from around the professional sports world. In the top of the fourth, in a tie game, Lane Thomas of the Washington Nationals sends a fly ball into foul territory in right, and Jesus Sanchez tracks it down in foul territory, reaches back, and makes a barehanded catch for the out. Pitcher saluting him there. The catch earned the respect of Sanchez teammates who tipped their cats to him. The game went into extra innings, though, with the Marlins emerging victorious after a walk-off in the bottom of the 10th inning, and they're happy about that. Now, for a quick look at what's happening in the sports world around you. The Plattsburgh State women's tennis team did not see the result they would have hoped for in their home opener. On senior day, the Cards fell to Farmingdale State 6-3 at the Memorial Tennis Courts. Sarah Hoffner of Montgomery and Bree Miller of East Greenbush were honored before the team the first serve. The Cardinals saw victories in their number 2 doubles and number 4 and 5 single positions, but the efforts were ousted by Farmingdale, taking the top 3 single spots. Plattsburgh State next hosts Castleton University tomorrow, September 22nd. That's all for PS Sports. I'm Trevor Eichler. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. Before we go, let's throw it to Josh with this week's weather.
Thanks, Liam. I'm PS News meteorologist Josh McLean. So it was an unseasonably warm day here in Plattsburgh today. Highs reaching 83 degrees. That is about 20 degrees above the average temperature for today, this second day of fall. But going into the weekend, looks like we're going to be having a cool down. 71 on Friday, cloudy skies, 70 Saturday, and then a real cool down into the next week. 68 Monday, 68 Sunday, 65 Monday. Liam, back to you.
Thank you, Josh. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight. Whether you're watching from home or on the go, you can find PS News on the Plattsburgh State TV YouTube page and social media at Plattsburgh State TV. Have a good night, Plattsburgh.